back to another episode of Adults Bedtime Stories. And we are back by popular demand. I had few people ask me, hey, when are we going to have a bedtime story? So we're here. We are here. And right up front, I want to say Happy New Year and give you a disclaimer right up front. These stories are for insomniacs, those who can't sleep, and hoping that it will help someone go to sleep. Most likely, it will not. There is no significant meaning to the stories, but I just want to let this young lady here give us the legal details about that.
For about 15% of adults, insomnia is chronic and can affect their mood, daytime alertness, performance, mental well being, and physical health. Insomnia is a sleep disorder that can make it hard to fall asleep, hard to stay asleep, or cause a person to wake up too early and not be able to get back to sleep. In acute insomnia, sleeplessness lasts for days or weeks and is usually tied to a temporary stressful situation. Insomnia is considered chronic if a person has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep at least 3 nights a week for a month or longer. Disclaimer: Adults' bedtime stories bear no legal responsibility in case after hearing the story and you are still unable to sleep. We bear no liability, no accountability, and no blame to be placed on adults' bedtime stories. This introduction was outsourced by Adults' Bedtime Stories.
So here you have it. And our story today is The Ants' Evening with King Sulieman. And it's a very interesting story. It's a very captivating story. The ant's name is Namola. The in Arabic, ants is Naml, and this is just the name for our hero for this story. Are you ready? Are you ready for this new bedtime story? Okay, and this story is taken from Quran 27 verses 15 to 19, and it's Surat An-Naml. And I'm just going to concentrate on these. I mean, you can read it, or you can go to Quran 27 15 to 19. But this is what I want to concentrate on here. O people, this is King Suleiman is speaking. He says, O people, we have been taught the language of the birds. Okay, you got to keep that in mind. Suleiman was taught the language of the bird. Okay, so now let's move on. It says Solomon forces of jinn, humans, birds were rallied for him, perfectly organized. And when they came across the valley of the ants, an ant warned, "O ants, go quickly into your homes, so Solomon and his armies do not crush you unknowingly." So Solomon smiled in amusement at her words. So these are the verses. Let's see how it goes on, in the video. As we said, King Suleiman had a largest army ever. Army made of animals, men, men mixed with birds, and also made of Abduls or soldiers that are. And look, I can see Saddam Hussein right there. I can see Hamas. I see Ayman al-Zawahiri, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Oh man, I see Omar al-Shihani, and Abdul's favorite, Osama bin Laden. A lot more of those type of soldiers, jihadis. Some of them were riding horses, but they never agreed. Some of them are going east and others are going west. I guess that's why they never win. Not to mention this one here on the far left. He's riding the horse backwards. It's not a Barak, my friend. You have to guide the horse. And the most important element of the army is jinn. And if you don't know what jinn is, it's an Arabic word. It's a funny little creatures that go from one place to another fast, fast. And And I've been told or read that they eat bones and they go to the bathroom to eat. And I'm not going to elaborate on that. Um, so I heard an advice from one of the Muslim scholars is like when you get rid of your food, just leave it in the back for the brothers, the jinn, so they can eat. So there you have it. Army made of people and the birds. The birds are very important in Suleiman army. And here's the clincher. Suleiman transport his army on a flying carpet. And that carpet right there is a replica, but Suleiman flying carpet can take 600,000 soldiers with their horses and donkeys and monkeys, and each soldier probably have four wives. They take the four wives also, and those that they are their right hand possessed. So this carpet is loaded, and it says that sometimes they go on trips of 2 month journey, flying high. I believe they just high. See, this is just here as a replica. A young lady is showing us how this carpet flies. I'm not sure. I mean, they have to be 6 years old before they can do that, or I don't know what's the age limitation here. Right, this is another replica. It's another one here. It flies high. Look, mom, no hands. This is serious Abdul transportation. This is pre Al Buraq because this is Solomon time, and you can see it's made in the shape of. It's beginning to take shape of a donkey, or I don't know, maybe it's just me. So now let's come to the story. We spoke about Solomon's army. What is the ants' story? That army was marching one day in the valley of the ants. And don't ask me where the valley of the ant is. I just read recently that they found it is between Saudi Arabia and somewhere. I thought, and look, I thought, and I know you thought also, ants are found anywhere. I mean, you could find them on trees. You can. They don't have a specific place that they live in. You have to get on a plane to go to the valley of the ants. But I'm just relating the story. So one of the top ants, the queen ant, the boss lady ant, heard the rumbling of the footsteps of Suleiman army. What did she do? She maybe had an interaction with King Suleiman, and you can see how, man, this is a high level meeting, high security meeting. What are they talking about? And they continue. I don't know if she's showing him tricks, whatever. But that's Namula. Don't forget her name. Her name is Namula. I think they had coffee or tea together, or I don't know. Maybe they were drinking something. But it's virtual. You see, they are very advanced. Don't look at this back long time ago in history. That is virtual. The cubs are there. You just don't see them. So, but here's the interesting thing: the way that the ants communicate is by chemicals, and they say they use their antenna, and that's their language. They don't have a spoken language. They have chemicals, and they sense their way around. And birds communicate by something called call notes, or chirps, or the big birds squawks. So if you remember in the beginning of this adult's bedtime story, Suleiman was given the ability to speak the language of the birds. How now here he understand the ants? The ants have no language. I have no explanation. I'm going to leave this like that. A lot of people will say, "Oh, he was given the inheritance from his father." Okay, you can, if you believe that, keep going with that. I'm not going to be upset. So now, court is in session. What is Namula the ant? What is she going to do? Namula the ant took off her headphones and, contrary to what science tells us, she stepped to the mic and started saying to the other ants, instead of using her antenna and chemicals that she was given to communicate, she stepped to the mic and she said with a loud voice, "O ants, enter your dwellings, because Solomon and his army are going to crush you unknowingly." So the ants heard what she said, not with the antenna, but with her speech. And she dropped the mic at the end, and the ants were saved. Suleiman was amazed with her speech. I'll be amazed that he understood what she said, and they don't have, and they don't speak, they don't have speech. Here you have it. That's the end of the story. I know there's like, it seems like there's a cliffhanger. There is no cliffhanger. Sorry. That's the end of the story. No meaning. And it will not help you go to sleep. But what I want to tell you is you need to look forward to the next bedtime story. It is going to be a doozy. It's also going to have to do with King Suleiman, and it's called Malice in the Palace. And our main character is going to be this bird here in glasses, in the circle, in the red circle. And that's in his name in Arabic is Al Hudhud, and in English is Hoopoe bird. And he is not only a bird, he is a general in the army of Suleiman. You just have to come back, I think, within 2 weeks to see what is the story of this general bird and why is Suleiman so upset with him that he's promising to do something that is illegal. So here we come to the end of this bedtime story. I am sorry that this probably did not help you go to sleep, but what can we do? That's that's what it is. Peace.